Hello you guys and welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be another story time, and when I tell you I should have made tea for this video, I should have made tea for this video. Because tea's gonna be spilled. This is probably the most, I've posted some pretty ridiculous story times this month, but this one has to take the cake. It happened the same year that, which one was it? This happened in 2018. So it's funny, I should have done them in order. Last story time was in 2017 Halloween. This story time is 2018, not Halloween, but in September. And then the two story times ago was 2019 Halloween. So I should have done them in order, but this happened September 2018. So let's just go right into this video. Where do I even start? So it was the first year that my friend who was in the last story time, I named her Kylie. Kylie had just moved to my city for school. She transferred schools, switched programs, not the point, but she was now living in my city. So me and Kylie went to the football game with two other friends who we'll name Bella and, well, there was two other girls, but mainly it was Bella and Rachel. Mainly this story involves me, Kylie, and Bella, but Rachel is a part of it as well because she really wasn't helping the situation. But the four of us and one other friend who just went to the football game went to a football game. So we were at the school football game. It was the university's football team, so we were watching the game. And then throughout the game, the three girls, Bella, Rachel, and the other girl, started talking about going out tonight. The other girl was not going out tonight, but Bella and Rachel were. And me and Kylie were kind of just sitting there like, wow, they're talking about their plans later, not inviting us, not including us. And this was a very typical thing for me and Kylie to experience, not just with these girls, but with like everybody, because me and Kylie were best friends and are best friends, and then these two other girls were best friends, so it was kind of like two best friends hanging out. You know what I mean? Like, there's like we're together, but we're also separate. So they're talking about their plans, and we're kind of like, we're not visibly annoyed, but like, we both are annoyed, and we can tell that we're both annoyed. But they couldn't, and then all of a sudden, Bella looks over and is like, you guys should come. Like, do you guys want to come? You can come if you want. Kind of like that pity invite. Like, Bella felt bad that they were talking about their plans in front of us. And it was Rachel and I think four of Rachel's friends, and then Bella, and then me and Kylie. So we were like, yeah, maybe, like, we'll just have to go home and change and, like, you know, have some pre-drinks, whatever. So then I guess we were going out. We had semi-decided. Neither of us were overly, like, excited because we knew we were going to be excluded. But we're like, we have each other, like, whatever. And so we're having some pre-drinks. We're getting ready. And then all of a sudden, Bella texts both of us separately. Are you guys coming? Are you on your way? Whereabouts are you? And we're like, no, we're still having some pre-drinks, like, we'll be there in a little bit. And she's like, oh, well, we didn't have pre-drinks, just come and drink with us. And we're like, I'm sorry, but I'm poor, I'm not having my pre-drinks at a bar because bars are expensive. I get, like, a couple drinks at a bar every time I go out because it's hella expensive. So we're like, no, we're just gonna finish having a couple of drinks. We'll be really quick, like, we're chugging them, like, we're not gonna be long. We'll order an Uber in, like, 10 minutes. Actually, we didn't even say that. We'd call a cab in 10 minutes. This is pretty key to the story. We'll order a cab in 10 minutes. And she's like, no, just come now. We're here. And we'll give the bar a name, Pen. We're at the Pen. Just come whenever, like, come right now. And we're still in line waiting outside. We're waiting. We're not waiting for you, but the lineup is really long. And so we're chugging these drinks, and we're basically kind of, like, not ignoring her at this point because she just wouldn't let up. And it's like, keep in mind, it's only 10 o'clock. Bars are open till 2. It's 10 o'clock. We're having our pre-drinks. On a normal day, we don't go to the bar until, like, 11. So we are getting ready because neither of us were really wearing a ton of makeup at the football game, just enough to be presentable. Well, I was anyway. My friend doesn't wear a bunch of makeup anyway, but I was doing my makeup, I was doing my hair, all of this other stuff, and Bella's keep texting us. We finally tell her we're in the cab, we'll be at the pen in 5 to 10 minutes. And then when we get out, we're at the pen in the parking lot in the lineup. We're texting her, hey, we're here, are you guys still outside? Because the line was really, really long, and the cab dropped us off at the back. So we waited in line until we got a text from her. No, sorry, we went to the L. Come walk over to the L. The L, it's not the actual name, but it's in this story, it's another bar that's about 2 or 3 blocks away from the pen. And so we're like, you're rushing us, you're annoying us to get to the pen, and then we get to the pen and you tell us you're not even there anymore. So whatever, we walk to the L and we wait in line, we have to pay our entrance fee, we get in, we go to find them, and like I said, there was like probably 4 of Rachel's friends, Rachel, Belle, and then us 2. And so by the time we get there, we both have to pee. So we're going to the bathroom. We come back, we go upstairs to the bar because there's an upstairs bar, and then downstairs there's a bar and a dance floor. And so we're at the upstairs bar and we're ordering drinks. Why does my flashlight keep turning on? Weird. We're at the bar ordering drinks upstairs. And then Belle comes up to us and was like, hey, they want to go to, well, I need another bar name. The Stick. They want to go to the Stick. We're going to walk to the Stick. And we're like, we literally just got here. You guys said you literally just got here. Like, we had been here for probably 15, 20 minutes at this point. And we paid a $10 entrance fee. And she's like, yeah, I know, I don't really want to leave either, but they want to run over to the Stick. It's cold outside, so they said we're running. Keep in mind, the Stick is on the other side of the pen. So here is the L, here is the pen, here is the Stick. So the Stick is closer to the pen than the L was. And they want to run back to the Stick, and they want to go and stay there for the night. And we're like, but we literally just got here. And all they were doing was sitting at a table. Like, they weren't dancing, they weren't nothing. They were literally just sitting at the table, and they looked like they were not having fun. And so we're talking to Belle, and we're like, okay, well, we're looking at each other, like me and Kylie, and we're like, okay, well, yeah, we'll just finish our drinks and then we'll come with you guys. Like, but just wait and we'll finish our drinks. And then Belle was talking to Kylie. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm standing beside Kylie, but I'm no longer paying attention to them and their conversation. Don't know what they were talking about. All of a sudden, I can still hear Kylie talking. Belle turns around and walks away. But Kylie, like, turns at me and looks at me, and they were literally just talking about why they want to go to the Stick so badly. She said, like she didn't offend her, she didn't nothing. And then so I text Belle, because at this point I'm livid. I'm like, you know, Kylie was still talking to you, right? You know, Kylie was in the middle, like, mid-sentence talking to you, and you just walked away. And a couple minutes later, I wonder if I still have these text messages somewhere. What phone was that? It would be on my computer, I bet. Okay, so I tried finding them. I could not. I will look again, and if I can find them, I will insert them here. But basically, if I remember correctly, it was actually a group chat, because when she was messaging both of us earlier, I don't think it was separately, I think it was a group chat, because I remember texting her after she literally just walked away and being like, you know, what was her name? Kylie was mid-sentence talking to you, right? And you literally just walked away. And they went to the other bar. Like, they didn't wait for us. Like, Belle literally turned around and they walked away. And, like, the 5 of them just left. And me and Kylie were just, like, so stunned at this point that we're like, no, we're going home. Like, screw that, screw them. And then we were all, like, me and Kylie were kind of mad at Rachel as well, because Rachel was our friend and she was with her other friends, but she made no effort to include us. She didn't really acknowledge us when we got there. Like, she didn't even say hi. Like, she was just sitting with her friends, like, completely, like, basically ignoring us. And it was Belle who was trying to make the effort, but then all of a sudden just left. And we're like, okay, like, whatever. We finished our drink. Kylie's friend was a bartender at the bar we were at, so he gave us free shots when he saw that we were upset. So we took these shots, we said our goodbye, and we went outside to get a cab. At this point, it is like, we stayed there for a little while. Like, I think maybe we did leave her apartment at 11. We got to the Pen at probably 11:15, and then by the time we got to what did I call it? The L, where the other girls were, and got in, it was probably close to 12 o'clock. Because like I said, there was a line, you have to pay your entrance fee, show your ID, all that other shit. So it's probably, I would say we were there for 20 minutes. And then, so it's probably 12:20, 25. And then by the time we ended up leaving to go and get a cab, it was probably 12:45. And we're standing outside, calling, that we had 2 different taxi companies in my city, so we're each on the phone with, like, she's calling one, I'm calling the other, and while we're on hold, because it's like a Saturday night, it's Friday or Saturday night, it's busy, everybody's wanting a ride, and we're both on hold, and we're just talking about, like, we cannot believe that Belle just did that they completely just ran out and left us here, they, like, abandoned us at this bar. And so we're calling the taxi, and we put our name down for both of them because they're so slow that by the time one gets there, like, and the other taxi will show up and they'd be able to get a ride anyway. So we see a taxi pull up. We go to get into this taxi, and he asks our name, and we tell him our name because we did order a taxi. So we tell him our name, and like, this taxi's not for you. And we're like, well, we ordered a taxi, we've been waiting for a while now, like, can you please call us a taxi and tell them that we're waiting here, it's freezing cold outside, like, please just take us, like, your ride's obviously not coming. And so he's screaming out the window the girl's name that the cab was supposed to be for, and then yelling at us to get out. And so we get out, and Kylie slides across the seat and comes out of my door, and she, like, slams it shut, but it doesn't shut. So he rolls down the passenger side window, because we left through the passenger side way. He rolls down the passenger window and said, the door is not shut, shut the door. And she's like, I'm not shutting the fucking door. And he's like, well, I'm not calling you a taxi then. And so I go over and I literally slam the door, and we got kicked out of that cab, and then we walk back to the Pen, because it's a little motel there, a very, very sketchy motel, but a little motel there that we hid on the stairs where the wind couldn't get us, because I think it was the wind that was very, very cold. So we're sitting on these stairs at this sketchy ass motel, and we call again, and I get on the phone, and we'll say, I can't even remember what it was called back then. We'll call it the Midtown Motel. Hi, I'm at the Midtown Motel. I need a taxi, please. And she waits a second. I'm sorry, but there's no place called the Midtown Motel. I'm like, yes, there is, because I'm staring at the sign, and I've actually stayed in this motel before. It's called the Midtown Motel, right beside the Pen. So I could hear her typing. She's like, no, sorry, I have no idea where you are. Try finding a better location. And she hangs up on me. I'm like, I literally told you I'm right beside the Pen. Half of your freaking I almost said cabs and taxi at the same time. Half of your cabs are at the Pen waiting for people to pick them up. And yeah, she's just like, I have no idea where you are. And so we're like, whatever. We go back to the L. So we've been back and forth. We went back 1, 2, 3. This is our 3rd time. making that walk, second time back to L. Oh my god, we're standing outside, and the reason why we went back to L is because outside in the lineup, once you're underneath, like on your way in, is heaters in the roof. So we're standing on all these heaters waiting for a taxi to come and get us. We called both taxi companies again. Keep in mind, my town did not have Uber or Lyft at this point. A few months later, we got Uber and Lyft, and that is all we take now. I don't take taxis in that city anymore because they're so unprofessional to begin with, but literally after this night, I was like, nope, never again. So we're waiting for a taxi. We've called both companies. So this very, 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 very nice man comes up to us and he's like, ladies, 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 like, here's my jacket, you guys look so cold, and like being like the sweetest human being in the world. And he's like, I'm gonna call you guys a taxi, I'm gonna run out and grab him. And like, I swear he thought he was from New York, and he's like out there like waving his hand at all these taxis, and all of a sudden a taxi van stops for him. And he's like, how many? And he's like, oh, just these two girls. Girls, it's just you, right? It's just you. And so we get into this taxi van, and we don't even care that it's going to cost like probably double the price. We just want to go home at this point. It's like 2:30 and we still haven't made it home. And so we get in this taxi and we're still talking about what the hell happened. Like, we got abandoned at this bar, and then we got kicked out of a taxi, and then the taxi operator told us that the motel we were at did not exist. And then this really nice man hailed us a taxi, and now we're on our way home. We got our McDonald's and we went to sleep. The next day, what did I name her? Belle asked us if we were mad at her. And she's like, why are you guys mad at me? Or something along the line. Or maybe it was later that night. Maybe it was the same night. I don't know. She asked us why we were mad at her. And we're like, because you left us when Kylie was mid-sentence, nonetheless. And then, like, you make us run from bar to bar. Like, you told us to go to the Pen, and then you're like, no, we're actually at the L. And then you go to the Stick, and we're like, why are we mad? Why are we mad? I don't know. That was one of the most eventful nights of my life. And that is it for today's story time. I hope you did enjoy. I post videos every single day in the month of October. I forgot my outro. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss a video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.